Many think it's crazy, weird, and even a little cuckoo. But for many more, it's a way of life, a way to make a profit, and a way to feed the family. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, 4-H members, family and friends. Today, I'm going to tell you the history of custom harvesting, the history of what I do. Before the invention of a combine, farmers used their own harvesting equipment and methods, such as the reaper, which was a threshing machine pulled by teams of horses, ox, and mules. So, early custom harvesters used these techniques. They would haul the animals and the pieces of machinery, usually needing several loads. They used these techniques from 1920 to about 1937, when things drastically changed. A combine was invented by the Australian-born Thomas Carroll, working for Massey Harris in Canada. He perfected a self-propelled model, the Massey Harris 21, with a 12-foot header and a 45-bushel grain tank. Then, in 1940, a lighter weight model began to be marketed widely by the company, and so started the birth of a combine. Things drastically changed by 1940, and the birth of something new, World War II. Hitler and his allies were trying to obtain world domination, so the countries like Canada and USA decided to halt the progression of new things like cars and combines to use all their supplies to help with the war effort in Europe and Asia. For those with machinery already, this was a very exciting time for them. Since many farmers now needed help, custom harvesters answered the call, and business was booming for many people. Prices were high, and many needed a new start from the terrible depression in the 30s. So, by 1942, there was nearly 500 operations working in North America, from Texas to Saskatchewan. Then at the end of World War II, there was an immediate restart in the combine industry, and they began to make these new machines. And by 1947, the number grew to 8,000 operations, and that was just in Kansas alone. As the years went by, entering the 50s and the 60s, this business grew from solo operations to family-run businesses. Families would pass the jobs down to their children, making it a tradition. 1968 was an exciting year for my family, for that is the year which my Uncle Cliff Peterson and my Grandpa Lloyd Peterson first began their custom harvesting experience. They moved south with 2 John Deere 95 combines, and for a number of years did the harvest run, until my Grandpa Lloyd decided to stay home and build up the family farm. For custom harvesters, this business was good until about 1980, when things started to decline. Right about then, more advanced technology was being put into the combines' cabs, making farming easier, and more farmers started saving up and buying their own combines. So custom harvesters started losing the business that they once had, and the harvest run fell from 120 operations from Canada in the 70s to 80 operations in 1980s, and now today there are only about 15 operations heading south, which I know about. In the eyes of Sean Thacker, a custom harvester from Alberta and president of the ACCHI, he feels this is, I quote, "From the custom combining side, it takes a fairly large capital investment just to get started, and custom harvesters run into the same issue as farmers in trying to find labor. There is work out there and demand, but margins are very tight." My father, Lee Peterson, and grandfather Lloyd began custom harvesting in Canada in the late 80s, doing small jobs around Saskatchewan. Then, eventually, it was time to get married. So, my father found a wife from Churchbridge, Saskatchewan, who changed her name from Dana Malcolm to Dana Peterson. And guess where their honeymoon was? Palco, Kansas, with 3 John Deere 9600 combines. So, my father started a custom harvesting run without giving my mother barely any information. And in May, after seeding, it will mark his 19th year in a row, harvesting for people from Oklahoma City to Tisdale, Saskatchewan. We take down 4 CX New Holland combines and a 4-wheel drive T9 505 with 4 semis to haul all of our equipment. Once our run is done, we return home for our own 6,000 acres with an extra machine, and then it's usually off to Tisdale, where we finish the year. However, this year was a little different, and we are still trying to combine some of our own corn, which got dry for silage and for our cows. So our year is busy year-round. Throughout the years of evolution, not only have we watched things like cars and ships grow, but we've also watched agriculture grow. And by 2050, we will need 70% more food. And us custom harvesters help as much as we can. If you get time this week, Google the Great American Wheat Harvest. This is a documentary filmed about 3 years ago, and it's about custom harvesters, some of the history, and you meet some of the people in it. So I hope you have learned a little about what I do, what I enjoy, and the past it came from. Hope to keep running the family business because agriculture is what makes us Petersons. Thank you.